You like hang out with them, and you like,
I offer them
I
disgusting
guess.
coffee, and then I listen
Oh,
to
nice,
their
nice.
stories. And
Like
there's
that
just
is a
something.
tragic life story you have. Would you like to buy some software? What sort of software is it? Like
Everything.
programming or
So we
anything?
sell to other companies only, which makes it a whole lot nicer because I don't need
Ooh,
to.
B2B. Nice.
Yeah, yeah, it's
People
B2B.
that like are interested in the sort of things that you're selling anyway. So you like buy our
Um,
stuff instead of our competitors, sort of thing.
we sell. I work for Kaseya, so we sell software for companies that are
Know what that
basically
is called.
outsourced IT companies for others. So let's assume
Okay.
your local law office has a firewall,
Hmm.
and they want it managed. Then they get a company, and that company buys software from us to do their job.
Okay.
So they actually need our software, or at least our competitors in that sense. So it's a whole lot better than selling to like Grandma Erica and then
Yeah.
having all her life savings be
Yeah.
gone. Because
A
I couldn't,
little more ethical.
dude, I couldn't live with myself.
Yeah.
I couldn't live.
Yeah. I work at I'm in the army in America. I'm a medic, so I work at a hospital on base.
Oh my god, you must be
Very
seeing the
interesting.
worst things. Oh, dude, I
I
can't see
mean,
blood. Oh,
it's honestly like most of like the really bad stuff is like just like car accidents and then also like shootings. Like so,
yeah.
I'm in North Carolina, which is not the best state in America.
What?
Um,
What?
yeah, I know, I know.
What?
Um,
I was in Illinois
like
for a
we,
year.
oh, nice, Illinois. Okay,
I
I
mean,
guess I don't know. I've never been.
it has Chicago, which is nice.
I suppose one of the most violent
Yeah.
cities in the country. I
Fair.
hope you weren't there.
No?
Like my mom had to go to Chicago for a course she was taking, I think, and I was like, I really hope mom doesn't get shot.
Oh no. I mean, it's my general US problem. I admittedly the safety concerns of it. The
And
safety concerns.
how so? Just like the violence.
Hmm?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I suppose it is a thing. Um, yeah,
All
All
right,
right,
you're
I am
ready.
ready. I
I'm
am
ready.
All
ready.
right, everyone's ready. Hell yeah.
Uh,
Good
I'm
fun. Have luck.
live here.
me,
Just need the link to your
yes,
game when you
post
start
that.
hosting.
I gotcha.
That should be the link,
Um,
I think.
Is it called King's Cup?
Punic
Punic
Curse King's
Curse.
Cup.
I can also send you.
Okay. I will wait for it to show up in the spectator browser.
All right,
So
should be
go
2
ahead and
minutes.
start when you're ready.
All right. Good luck. Have fun.
Okay, I'm
Oh,
going to. Should I mute
Good
myself so I don't
Interesting.
distract you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's fine. Hindustanis.
Oh,
Interesting. Not
interesting.
what you expected.
No. Oh,
All visible? Is that a
oh,
thing?
it's. Hold up. Is it in? Yeah, it should not be all. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Let's
Hey, I
rematch.
won.
Ruh-roh.
You take those. Take what you can get,
Yeah,
and
for
give nothing
real.
back. 'Cause then
You are
nothing.
like 200 elo higher than me.
It's all commer. All
Hopefully,
commer.
hopefully, hopefully.
I got 1450 in team game like 2 weeks ago. No. By being carried. I have a very great team,
Mm, that's good.
and then we lost 15 games in a row.
Right.
One of the guys dropped to 1200 from
Oof.
1400. It was rough. It was rough. Okay, normal. Um,
Same
register
civ, same map, same
7
everything, just not all visible.
Dog team team to
You might need to share the lobby code again. I don't know if it'd be a different one.
It is.
Yeah.
Good shot. You're in, right? Because I can see you.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
But you might need to share it so that Monk user can
I got it.
spectate and cast and talk about how great of a player I am. I mean,
Oh, hold up. Hold up. Oh my god, I'm so close.
I've got you guys. I found the game. Thank you.
Thick.
Yeah, it's just got the 1 minute 40 till game starts.
Joy.
All right, good luck. Have fun, guys.
you should have picked Gertrudes for this one. So
Now
many
that I'm
sheep.
looking at this would have been actually ideal. Gertch.
There's a lot of herdables for the Gergers.
Gertch is also just spicy Hindustanis. No one will tell me otherwise.
No one can tell you otherwise. What do Hindustanis do better than Gergers? Besides, faster,
Cannoneers.
cheaper
Vills.
builds, better hand cannoneers.
Better camels. Actually, not better camels.
Debatable.
Camel. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Spirit of the Law.
Uh,
Hi guys, Spirit of the Law here. Today we're gonna...
What a legend.
Oh, the voice.
Mm,
It fills me with so much joy.
that is a sexy man.
Yup.
So it's like 7 in the morning for you? You're in
Yeah.
like
Netflix.
East Europe? Netherlands. Okay. Nice. It is about 1 in the morning. But that's
Yeah,
okay,
but
'cause I work night shift. This is like 1. I just like shift my schedule like 12 hours, so it's 1 in the afternoon for me.
That's insane. I respect night shift people so much. I could just never.
It's
I
not
guess
too bad.
that's something you get used to, I guess.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, like the first week or so being on night shift is rough. And honestly, the roughest thing is that we like flip from night shift to day shift every like 3-4 months. So like you get used to being on shift.
Alrighty, we have the first match of this series with Camillus versus Good Grill in the King's Cup tournament on Punic Curses server. The map is Ravines, and we are playing with Regicide settings. Have Good Grill in the blue and Camillus in the gray. Camillus is an American player, has a current rating of 1081 elo and an all-time high of 1140, while Good Grill is from Germany with a rating of 1251 currently and an all-time high of 1337. Nice. Good Grill prefers to go with Khmer and has a fairly high win rate on Khmer, while Camillus' best civ is the Aztecs with also a really high win rate at 81.8%. Generally, it looks like both of these players prefer the open map type settings, where there's no initial walls, and a lot of the maps in this tournament seem to lend themselves quite well to that playstyle. Both players have a fairly good Dark Age so far, and are actually both scouting with their kings, which could be potentially risky, but Good Grill decides to put that king back in safety, while Camillus is being a little more risky with the king, venturing out here to explore the wilderness. Blue is coming forward here with the scout. Could be some early shenanigans, maybe. While Camillus is still scouting around his base. Ooh, now where is that king going? King could be out of position here. So we got Camillus playing as the Georgians, and Good Grill playing as the Hindustanis. The Hindustanis are a camel and gunpowder civilization with some pretty extreme villager discounts that get better as you go through the ages. And armored gunpowder and some great trade, but since this is 1v1 map, trade doesn't really matter. The Gulam could come into effect later, as they are some pretty tanky anti-archer units. I think we might see some camels and Gulams later, maybe, because Georgians specialize in cavalry. So Gulams could be pretty great at raiding, and then the camels might deal well with the cavalry. I expect maybe some Manaspas from the Georgians here, or some scouts early on. I'd be interested if there is like a man-at-arm rush or a drush coming out. That could be interesting. What happened to that king that was scouting earlier? Where's the king? Okay, king's back in the TC here. And king is also back in the TC here. Got a stuck villager over here.
Yeah, well, you
Age
should
of
see
Pathing.
the other guy.
Yes.
Alright, it's fixed now. Lots of good scouting
What
here
is
from
your
Blue.
strategy?
Blue has done a really good job of scouting the enemy base here with the scout. Let's see.
Train units which counter
Hasn't
the
even
enemy's
wandered
army.
into the TC at all.
Prepare
Scouted
to send
all
me
around the
all
base.
your resources so
Great
I can
scouting
vanquish
there
our
from
foes.
Blue. What do we see from Gray? Gray hasn't scouted the enemy at all
well,
yet,
you should
but
see
has
the
done quite a
other
good
guy.
job scouting around his base.
Give me your
And
extra
is currently
resources.
pushing some deer. Bit of friendly banter here. Give me your extra resources. Send me all your resources so I can vanquish our foes. It's a lot of deer to push in. At this point, I probably would have just milled those deer. Yep, Blue has just milled the deer instead. Good call on that. And we got
Zaars.
8 on wood. That's interesting. 8 on wood and 10 on food, is that right? Yeah, 10 on food. Almost all the way up to feudal age. Camillus hasn't even clicked up to the feudal age yet. So I'm expecting maybe Blue might take advantage of the feudal age up to. Oh, here we go. Here's the barracks. We're gonna see a man-at-arms rush, maybe? Maybe a men-at-arms rush. With all that forward scouting from Blue and the barracks and the quick uptime to feudal age, we might see some men with arms. And here's a barracks in response from Gray, but Gray hasn't scouted. Gray has not scouted Blue's barracks. So why is Gray building a barracks? Maybe just in anticipation because of the early feudal age uptime, perhaps? Gray has not scouted. Oh, it's going to be scouts. It's going to be scouts. Let's see here. Blue scout. No armor yet. No attack upgrade yet. No blacksmith yet from Blue either. Two scouts on the field so far. Another one coming in. A few idle villagers here from Blue. That's gonna hurt.
Take his vision. Step 2.
Getting lots of good damage in here. 3 scouts forward now.
Step 3. Ah, oh my god, that's so many mistakes.
Run away.
Run away! Ah, okay. A defensive spear from Gray. Hence the barracks.
Hello. Nice to see you.
Bitte, bitte, go away. I don't like it.
Blue's still got lots of idle villagers standing around.
No docket.
Alright, so a couple spears and a scout gonna push the scouts back. Another spear coming forward. 4 spears on the field. Yeah.
Very boring.
So at this point, I think blue is probably trying to run away from the spears, run around, and then hit in an undefended area. Can gray see where those scouts are going?
Interesting.
So we got spears positioned all around on the left side of the base. Right side of the base is fairly undefended, but there's nothing there really.
Yes, Frank is dead.
Oh, Frank. How could you?
Ah, good. Idle villagers are
Frank, with
going
you.
to wood here.
Why are you on stone? Stop being
Won't
on
you
stone.
back with me?
Disgusting.
Alright, so red's got quite a few on gold here. Why, or gray, why would gray have so many on gold? We got a lot of idle villagers here near the gold pile as well. Lots of pressure coming in from blue. And Camillus hasn't even scouted blue's base yet at this point. But that's a ton of spears. There's more spears there than there are scouts. I think that's a bit of an overreaction maybe in terms of spears. And they're all clumped up together. I think probably with that many spears you want to have them positioned throughout the base because the scouts are much more mobile. So is blue going to transition into anything then after these scouts because of the spears? We see 5 on gold and 12 on wood with 14 on food. So probably aiming to just go up to castle age at this point. Ooh, I see flags on that gray stable here, making some scouts of his own. But at this point, I think it's probably a good idea to get up to castle age. Gray doesn't look like, or blue doesn't look like blue is going to make any archers here. No more scouts coming up from blue. So, yeah, get those spears in position. Try and get up to castle age. Drop down a castle. Oh, finds a Vil pick there, but loses a scout. I'd say that's pretty good value. Spears definitely need to be spread out because they're out of position.
Stop it.
Get some help.
Blue scouts being really annoying this game so far. Scouts are like, nah, 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 you can't catch us. Gray still has, oh, couple scouts going forward. Gonna let the enemy know by attacking that outpost that you're here.
I want to see the world.
Those spearmen are really out of position for Gray though. Like, what are the spearmen doing here? Why are the spearmen here? What are they defending? Some good value coming in here. Are we gonna get a Vil pick? Oh, come on, doink, doink! We got it. We got a Vil pick.
Blue.
Nothing on gold anymore, and a lot on stone. Gray's on the way up to castle age. Are we gonna see a defensive castle, or are we gonna see a forward castle? I think, if I was to guess, it's probably going to be a forward castle. Because Gray has the army advantage, and all blue was making was scouts, so with those spears could definitely force a castle up right in blue's face. Blue is also on the way up to castle age though. and is now making archers, which could potentially be a problem.
There's also
That's 2 archery ranges. 2 archery ranges. Here come the spears. Spears are going to deal with the scouts. The scouts are fighting it. But the archers are getting some spearmen as well. So maybe a defensive castle then with those archers. Perhaps a defensive castle. Some knights coming out now for Grey in response to those archers. And a forward siege workshop from Blue. That wood line is looking a bit thin back there. And the berries are about to run out. Where's the castle going to be? We got some booming going on here. Scouts still getting value. The spearmen are out of position again. Those feudal scouts really got a lot of value. Use your knights. Use your knights. Some weak knights there. A monk to heal them up and pick up some relics might be expedient as well. And Grey is going to discover the siege workshop in front of his base. And here's the castle. It's a defensive castle. But what is that castle protecting? What is that castle protecting? I would have liked to see the castle on this gold and stone and wood line here. That would have been much more protective of a castle. Or maybe on this one here, it's a bit less risky as well. But I mean, I guess it's a castle on the front of the base, so kind of provides a little bit of a buffer. This wood line's going to run out here back there soon for Blue. And are we going to see any Manaspa? Whoa, right. Manaspa! Here they come. So, in response to these knights and Manaspa, the camels, I totally called it. You're definitely going to see camels from the Hindustanis. But with those spears mixed in, Blue definitely needs to keep up the archer production. Not seeing any more archers coming out after that big investment in 2 archery ranges from Blue. Like, you built the archery ranges, where's the archers? And only 2 camels. This could become a problem.
Get into my camel. Authentic camel noises.
Couple idle villagers here. We have 2 TCs from Blue. Still only 1 TC all in from Grey. Those knights did a great job of clearing up the archers and the siege here. So now that Grey has map control, I'd kind of like to see him get a monk to heal up his weak units and start collecting relics. And then maybe push forward and drop another castle. And here's the monastery! And a second TC from Grey. Nicely done. Nicely done. A few camels coming forward. Blue definitely loves their outposts, that's for sure.
My boys only die many times.
Little sneaky camel raid here coming in from the side. As Grey's units are out of position. Grey is going forward, maybe to raid as well. Still a few idle villagers here from Blue. Oh, Blue takes care of them. Camels aren't exactly the best raiding unit, as they don't have much pierce armor. But Grey is collecting the relics, like I said. And those fortified churches provide a nice defense at home as well. The spearman upgrade to pikemen comes in. And those pikemen will do quite decently against the camels, especially when the camels are under town center fire. Looks like we might have a bit of a raid offensively going on here with some Manaspa and knights as well. Lots of idle time though from these villagers for blue. Something weird is going on with the farms. I'm not sure why there's so much idle time on those.
Oh my god, that was so wow.
That is just not okay.
Good constant production from blue here with the knights and Naspa. Way to keep the pressure on. But the camels are gonna meet up with them here and clear them up, it looks like. Is that a forward castle from blue? That's a bit ambitious. That is a bit ambitious, if I do say so myself. Gray has a bit of an army presence here, and another castle already. Could easily take on that army and probably deny the castle. The army's right there. Is this going to be a doubt castle? I think it will be. This looks like a doubt castle to me. Blue walls in the villagers. Those quick walls. Saves a few of the villagers. I think the castle goes up. Gotta evacuate everything else out, Gray. That castle's going up. Well played, Blue. Viper confirmed. Oh! Oh! Okay, so Gray is going to try and force up a reactionary castle here. But Blue's castle is way ahead of Gray, and we're going to see lots of dead villagers here from Gray. But I think Gray's castle may go up as well. That castle's going to go up. And actually didn't lose many villagers here. Okay. Now time for the petard war. They're probably going to exchange some petards here. Gray. Make some petards. Make some petards. I want to see the petards. Petards! Well, we got some rams coming out here. I guess that'll work. Rams are better long-term investment. And Blue has clicked up to the Imperial Age. Gray could buy up to the Imperial Age here. Gray needs to be thinking about that. It's already 35 minutes into the game. And Gray has not clicked up to the Imperial Age. But Blue's only castle is currently being rammed down. And Gray has 2 castles. So at this point, what does Imperial Age do to benefit Blue here? So Imperial Age would get tankier camel upgrade, I guess. But if your castle goes down, you won't have anything to make trebs with. Trebs are the main reason you click up to Imperial Age. So we've got to keep that castle up. I see we got a few rams here being saved up. And an archery range. That's an interesting choice. 3 archery ranges now. But not producing any archers out of the other 2 ranges. This could be very interesting. We have Imperial Age almost in for Blue, but that castle's on its last legs. Meanwhile, Gray has 2 castles right there, lots of rams, and a fairly decently sized army. And some villagers coming forward from blue. Where are those villagers going? TC on the stone and the gold. I like it. Lots of expansion. Get that boom going. 4 TC boom. Here come the rams. And that ram is speedy. Look it go. Zoom. And blue wants to drop another castle to make trebs out of. Okay. Good play. I like it. Coming to defend the castle here. The pikes jump out of the rams. And the castle's down. But has Gray spotted the other castle and the expand? Has Gray scouted that? Gray has not scouted that. So at this point, Gray is probably feeling quite warm and fuzzy that he just defended against the castle, knocked it down, and even though blue is an imp, he's probably feeling quite good about himself. But little does he know there's another castle out here with TC on the stone and the gold that could be making trebs right about now. Are we making trebs? No, it's hand cannons! Hand cannons from the Hindustanis. And they get the gunpowder units plus 1 melee and pierce armor as a bonus for their civilization. And shotgunny hand cannoneers plus 2 range. So this could be quite deadly against the pikemen, which become halberdier in Imperial Age. But in terms of army numbers currently, Gray definitely has way more army on the field right now and is pushing blue back, putting the pressure on, ramming down those production buildings, and blue needs an answer to this. The castle is not protecting the home base right now, and this army is just running amok in front of the base. Some siege coming in here. Got to group those hand cannoneers up or they're just going to die as they come out of the buildings. Another panic archery range coming down here. And lots of pressure. I'm seeing a lot of idle villagers here as blue is probably focusing on the pressure on the front right now and not really watching the eco. Oh. And right as I say that, blue moves the idle villagers onto resource. Good job. But man, that is a lot of pressure right now from Gray. We got rams, we got Onager or Mangonel, Manaspa, and pikemen just wrecking the front of blue's base. So that was, I hope it's not imp into GG, because blue needs an answer to this. Blue, you need to make army. Get those hand cannoneers out, blue.
Yeah, they're
These Gray pikemen are just going to town on that mining camp there. Gray is expanding as well. Also a fair few idle villagers. This wood line's going to run out back there. But damn. Any TC is going to go down. Where's the king? Where is the king? Where's the king for blue? That is the question. Gray monk here. Where is the king? And there's the king. In the tower at the back TC. All safe. That is a lot of Manaspa from Gray. 16 Manaspa and a forward castle. Looking pretty nasty. The Manaspa come in, the Rams come in. Need some camels to answer that, and some hand cannoneers to deal with the pikemen, but blue is having trouble massing up the army. And oh, we might see a castle, a doubt castle here. Perhaps. Gray, are you going to notice it? You going to notice it, Gray? Could be a doubt castle. But blue's TC is going down. And those Rams and Manaspa are just going to town. Actually, blue is expanding just about as fast as blue is getting pushed. So new TCs are going up. Expansion. 1, 2, 3 TCs still for blue. Had 5 TCs.
Yeah, I know.
You're
Where was
saying
this
this
boy
nothing
rolling?
happens.
Gray only has 1, 2 TCs from gray. So blue is ahead actually in terms of TCs, but gray has the score lead for military, doubling down on the castles here on the left flank. Here come the Rams. Here come the Rams. These Manaspa are doing work. Getting a lot of Vil picks here on the migration. That's an exposed wood line. Blue's eco looks in shambles right now. We got a random monk here. Probably was after this relic here. So at this point, gray is pushing forward in Castle Age versus blue, who is in Imperial Age right now. What kind of upgrades do we have on these camels? Still only +1/+1 and +2 on attack versus Manaspa with the same upgrades as well. So these are Castle Age Manaspa fighting heavy camel riders. So these are Imperial camels without Imperial upgrades though. But there's far more Manaspa and pikemen on the field than there are camels. So that's the main problem right now. Blue just needs to get more army numbers up to deal with this pressure, even though blue is in Imperial Age. And finally, it looks like blue is going to capitalize on their Imperial Age advantage by making a treb here to start pushing back these Manaspa producing castles. But that is an unprotected treb right there. That treb could easily get sniped, and gray is in Imperial Age. I think gray has the advantage here at this point in the game. Rams, map control, army, military units just running around everywhere, and blue needs to produce more military units. Make some hand cannoneers. Make more hand cannoneers out of those archery rangers. Got to deal with those halberdiers, pikemen. But I mean, that is a good fight for blue, fighting under the castle. Got to kill those rams, kill the treb. And blue will defend. Blue will defend. Blue's gonna push it back. Blue is gonna push it back. But gray has so many more castles and so much more treb production. Resource-wise, gray is definitely leading in resources as well. Blue, you gotta get more army on the field. We need some hand cannoneers. Please, make some hand cannoneers. That monk is just still sitting there waiting. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 trebs. And the castle goes down. Treb goes down. at this point, blue just really needs army. Some answer to these halberdiers, which just got upgraded now. Blue needs an answer to the halbs. Blue needs an answer to the trebs. And the problem for blue is that they're throwing their army and not massing it up before engaging. And they don't have an answer to the counter either. So started off in blue's favor, putting the pressure on in feudal age with the scouts, but then gray came back and really took the fight home to blue and put the pressure on in castle and now imperial age. Blue clicked up to imperial age around the 33-minute mark, but gray took advantage of that by producing extra military and ramming down the enemy's castle. So even though they were in imperial age, they weren't able to make the trebs to capitalize on that. And now it looks like gray is going to take a forward position here and treb down the enemy's TC. And I honestly don't know what blue could do right now to come back from this situation. It's looking pretty bleak. Trebs going ham, monks going ham. Halberdiers go ting, 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 ting. Yeah, we have spies. There goes the king. There's a king. Run! 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 Aww. And it's GG. GG. Alright, let's hop back in the Discord and say hello to the players. Well, GG, guys. That was an exciting game there. Bit of a back and forth there between feudal age and then pretty much an all-in castle age.
Yeah, it was he 1TC for a long time?
Yeah.
Yeah. It felt like it. I think that it's one of these things where I'm so torn. Hindustani is technically like making use of your better ego is. I don't know. I struggle with it. I felt like he had so much army, so it must have been a 1TC, and then having cheaper builds on top of it, plus TCs left and right. I thought I could just out-boom it, but the combo was just... I needed so much gold for it, and Cannoneer and Camel to counter it.
Those Manaspa produce so fast from the castles, too.
I religiously do not believe in mule civs. So I just get absolutely smacked around by both Armenians and Georgians. So I don't actually know how to play them. I know how to die to them. Pretty great at that.
Well, you had good pressure there in feudal age with the scouts, but then it was really unfortunate that the castle was right there. That Doubt Castle at the front lines.
The castle position that he had forward was, I felt like my castle was already pretty conservative because it was on res, so I thought it would just give me position and kind of not allow him to run through. But with his castle going up, the one that was within range, and then the rams underneath it, you just can't dive it with camel. Man,
yeah.
Camels and arrows. Ooh, iconic duo.
Yeah, remember when heated shot used to do extra damage to camels?
Dude, heated shot my ballistics.
Well,
It was
well
actually
played,
my
both of you
chemistry
guys.
very good. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Is Camillus still here in the chat?
He went to the bathroom.
Gotcha.
Quick break, and I was packing.
I saw the king running at the last moment there. It was like,
Aww.
run!
He
Getting
had
his cardio
seen it.
in.
I didn't. Dude, this guy, he needs to get some fucking more cardio. Even let him scout at the beginning. Yeah, I think my only way back would have been a king snipe, but the camels attacking his TC were just slowly dying to the one shot. It was air firing through the king being in there.
So you had the right comp. You had a really good comp to deal with his army. Like, your camels could have easily dealt with his Manaspa. Those were Castle Age Manaspa. And you had heavy Imperial camels. And you could have made lots of hand cannoneer, which you get extra range and extra armor on as the Hindustanis.
Didn't feel like I had the eco for it. And then
you were struggling to mass them up. They just kept dying as they were coming out of the archery ranges.
Yeah, the positioning of my production buildings was also really unfortunate because, I mean, it made sense in the beginning, but after losing the starting TC in that position, they just produced straight into his castle and then straight into his army.
Yeah. Georgians do tend to snowball quite a bit, it seems.
Yeah,
because of the fast-producing Manaspa.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know, but I know that my enemies always have 500 of them, and PopCap is 200, and I cry. Yeah. No. I'm very happy calling it Civil.
Well, it was a very entertaining game. You put the pressure on early.
Oh, I bet they are.
And then you got up to Imp first, which, like you were saying in our game, you clicked up to Imp right around like the 35, 38 minute mark-ish.
Yeah.
And got up before, but then you weren't really able to capitalize on being up to Imp because your castle went down that was producing the trebs. So.
Yes, I mean, it was also, the trap was at 80% coming out of that. Like, even keeping it alive, because there was only, it was Rams that ultimately took it out. He didn't have Manaspa underneath that castle. So if that trap had made it. But once again, I think that maybe that, like, the far northern corner of that castle could have been repaired, but his castle getting up within range made it just impossible.
I'm surprised there was no Petard War. Like, I was speculating with the castles being so close together on stream that I'd see petards from both of you guys just taking pot shots from castle to castle.
I even have a petard mod where it's my face, and I still sometimes don't make them.
Oh, that's awesome. Is this mod published on the workshop?
It is. A friend made it.
Yeah, petards are tricky because you need to have like 2 or 3 extra petards than what you need to actually take out a castle, because you got to expect to lose a couple castle fire.
You can, I guess, figure it out. I mean, okay, technically on paper, I guess you could figure it out if you have the APM, the time, and the patience, but I wasn't sure if you had right-clicked my castle with your castle. It kind of felt like...
I had.
Yeah.
And in that case, the sample will auto-target petards when they pop out.
Yeah, generally anything that gets it closer. I feel like there was something in between us, though. Some res, or maybe a building of mine, or something, or a building of yours. Because it didn't feel like a straight line, because normally if there are 2 castles kissing,
They're that close.
That's how donjons are made, right?
2 castles kissing.
Two
castles that look
the
together.
Krepus and a castle. The Krepus and a tower.
that's where baby donjons come from, right?
I hope so.
yeah. Like Matt was saying, I feel like if you had gotten a couple trebs out earlier.
Birds and the bees, and then about the hornings. Yeah. The castle that you took out there was obviously my only. Yeah, it was at 80%. Probably. Also, it was my only castle getting up. I had rest for another one, and then I built the one that was kind of like northeastish.
Yeah. Yeah.
But obviously the whole timing was
Yeah.
just absolutely delayed.
It was weird. I mean, I don't honestly play Georgians and Armenians that much. Um, I
Yeah,
felt
so
like I would try to select like a group of hills with like a mule cart near them. I would try to select like a handful of the hills, taking that res, but it would only select one
Get
of the
you ours.
villagers. And I was just like, what is going on here? Anyway.
Well, you did
So
a
I
good
guess
job putting the pressure on there, Camillus.
it
Those
was,
Manaspa go burr.
yeah, Manaspa are a little broken, I think, still.
Death Aspa.
Yeah. So we go to your choice. I think you don't necessarily need to pick your home map if you don't want to.
Yeah, I'll kick you out of my swamp easy.
Get out of my swamp!
Exactly. I got Eddie Murphy and the dragon.
Get out of my swamp.
So we have a 37-minute Imperial Age
Yeah.
versus a 50-minute Imperial Age, but you still pulled ahead there, Camillus. You went all in Castle Age.
The it's the great debate of I felt like I could take out that Fort Castle without going up to him. And keep the army up, and if I could produce enough Nespa and pikemen, I could delay Imperial Age with just my army. Again,
That was a good decision. Really good decision.
It's do you save up for imp? Do you just make army? I think in that case, making army was the better decision. Again, like Camel died pretty hard to pikes.
I also
And then-
Castle Fire.
Mhm.
Like, for me, there was no chance of sniping
Yeah, I
rams.
had the two castles in the front that could provide some good bonus. Honestly, like if the game had gone on long enough, if you had secured your king in some safe location, I could very easily see you taking up my king without me even noticing. But because I did not realize that you were attacking my TC there.
Yeah, I felt like it. I wanted to run my king earlier, but I didn't realize. I didn't think you'd be pushing back 50 and then.
And again, there's
also
always,
think- I
maybe
think
because
it
I was
was
so focused on your king that I didn't if I hadn't been focused on your king, I would have noticed the camels.
Yeah, no, definitely.
It's
It's one of these things. You hear the attack sound, but you obviously think it's forward or it's.
one of those things you just gotta take the chance. Maybe it'll work out, maybe it won't.
See, this is the beauty of this, right?
It's such a great game.
Alright. We love this game. Alright.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm trying to find your guys' game on Spectate
It
right
hasn't
now.
started yet.
Okay.
It started now, and it should start with the rematch.
Portuguese.
There we go. I see it. Portuguese
One thing
versus
I really
Mongols.
don't like is that regicide you start housed. It's just
Yeah.
and you start with no gold, so like there's nothing you can do with your TC in the beginning.
All right, I'm going to mute myself now. Good luck, have fun, guys, and talk to you after the game.
Hopefully.
All right, Portuguese versus Mongols, and we're on Golden Swamp. So, problem with Golden Swamp is it can be kind of hard to wall off along the sides. If you do wall off, you're cutting off some important resources, like the gold in the swamp, for instance. As Shrek would say, "Get out of my swamp!" So, Portuguese versus Mongols, I expect we'll probably be seeing a lot of unique units from both of these civilizations, as either of their unique units are quite strong. The Mangudai could definitely deal some great damage versus the organ guns. But if you get enough organ guns together, they could smash some of those Mangudai as well. Would be really interesting to see. Will we see some Vitorias? Will we see some unique ships from the Portuguese, the caravels? Will we see some Canagalians maybe? Who knows? Alright, looks like both of them start off housed. If we were doing drinking games right now, you'd both have to take a sip. Lots of fish here in the middle. So both players should probably be considering getting docks. And we got a ton of water buffalo as well. 2, 4, 6, plus 3 is 9 water buffalo. Definitely need to take advantage of that. And blue is sending a scout pretty far forward here. Where is the king? King is scouting. Blue's king is scouting as well. So I expect that we'll probably see some early aggression from the Mongol player here. Maybe a scout rush in feudal age. The Portuguese player will probably be trying to get up to castle age or imperial age before they start making army. So maybe we'll see some walls from the Portuguese player in feudal age and some forward aggression from the Mongol player in feudal age. But ultimately, this gold in the middle is pretty important to claim, but each player does have a fair bit of gold back in their starting area and quite a bit of stone too. So Portuguese really doesn't actually have to worry about the gold in the middle because they can just make Vitórias back at their own base. So if Portuguese were to wall up, just like completely wall up and go fast imp, that could be viable when they could push back against the Mongols. But Mongol siege is definitely nothing to sneeze at either. So blue is done a fair bit of scouting here. Gray is also... Oh, Gray is still scouting with the king. The king's going forward. That's risky. And we are housed. Take a sip. Fairly peaceful Dark Age so far. Blue is at 16 pop. Gray is also at 16 pop, so fairly neck and neck. Nothing much to comment on. And blue is making a dock. Portuguese is making a dock. King will garrison in the town center. So we have a dock from blue. Going to try and take advantage of these fish here. And villagers actually collect fish at a much faster rate on shore fish than they do on deep fish. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's any shore fish around here. So blue will be looking to capitalize on the wood and get a bunch of fishing ships out here for the eco advantage. There's the fishing ship. No dock yet from Gray. Instead, Gray is making a mill on the berries. I don't know that I like that decision. I don't think I like that decision. I think it's important to get on water and take advantage of that. But blue is already clicked up to the feudal age. Blue has a dock. So come feudal age, there could be fire ships out, and blue will have complete water control. And here's the dock finally from Gray. Gray is just making that dock. And Gray has also just clicked up to feudal age, but blue will be up to feudal age just that little bit faster. So maybe about 30 seconds faster defeatable age, which means those fire ships will be out and in greater numbers before Gray can get them out. See, Blue hasn't even made a mill yet. Blue just went straight to the fish. I think that's the correct decision here on this map. But we shall see. Alright, so is Blue going to make some fire ships? What is the first decision here? And we see galleys. Galleys coming out from Blue. That is an interesting choice. Not sure why we'd be going for galleys instead of fire ships, but okay. And Blue is walling up. I totally called it. Blue is walling up. Gray is making a barracks here. And the fire ship finally. So 1 galley, 1 fire ship. Interesting choice. Blue scout is idle, but there's a spear there. And the galley is going ham on the fishing ship. 1 fishing ship down. Fire galleys, 2 of them coming out. Lots on gold, lots on wood. Galley is going to try and deal with those spearmen. And here's the mill from Blue. Still got an idle villager there that was building the wall. That galley really paid off, actually. I will eat my words. 1 galley with 2 fire ships was a good decision. Okay, more house walls from Blue, a 2nd dock, and a market. Blue is trying to get up to the castle age, but needs a lot more on food right now in order to do so. Will we see some market abuse? Probably. At this point, Gray has been pushed off of water, and what do we see in the dock? It is a demolition raft in the dock. And what happened to the galley? Where did the galley go? I think the galley might have died to the tower? Did it? Or maybe there was another demo raft that killed the galley, perhaps. I missed that. And Gray is housed. More walls from Blue. But we are open still, not fully walled yet. But definitely wants to wall up, I'm guessing, fast Imperial Age into organ guns or Victorias or both. And maybe some cannon galleons as well on the water. Cannon galleons can be used to great effect as long as you manage to maintain water control. Which with 2 docks and the amount of aggression on water so far could be quite viable. Blue is walling to the edge of the map here, although I'd think house walls and stone walls might be better here because you'd have to run villagers out here to repair if you do get attacked on those walls, but I do like the walls. I think there may also be a hole here, potentially. Maybe not. That dock is going to go down. Actually, I really like Blue's position right now. I think Blue is favored on this map. Blue has the naval advantage and also the late game advantage. And if Gray doesn't put the pressure on immediately, if Gray doesn't start pressuring in Feudal Age or Castle Age with Mangudai and Siege, I think Blue is favored to win this game. Right now, Blue is on the clock because Mongol late game versus the Portuguese could be problematic. Portuguese getting the arquebus on their bombard cannons, the cannon galleons, and just Vittorias in Imperial Age could spell disaster peace for the Mongols. So right now, the number one thing that needs to be going on inside Gray's head right now is aggression, pressure. I'd say maybe even giving up water control right now, since you don't have the advantage on water. Start putting some pressure on land, and we do see that right now with some scouts coming forward. I like it. And where are these villagers going? Gray spots the villagers. Gray sees the 4 villagers. I think the villagers are going to the gold in the center. Maybe they're going to TC drop the center or castle drop the center. Or is this going to be a castle drop? A forward castle drop? I think so. It's going to be a forward castle. Let's go. Blue has water control, so we'll take advantage of that. And it's a forward castle. Would you look at that? And Gray is just now in Castle Age. Castle will go up, I think. Very aggressive, very ballsy castle, but Blue had the navy to back it up. It'll go up. So at this point, what does Gray do? What options does Gray have? I think Gray needs some aggression right now, but Blue has water control. There's caravels coming out, probably some organ guns as well. Not much that Gray can do on the water at this point. So what do you do as Mongols? You bring out the siege. Bring out the siege, and now that you're in Castle Age, I'd say probably need a castle of your own, which what Gray is thinking too. 5 vills on stone. Monastery. Market. We're panicking right now. But what options do you have? Will we see rams maybe? I don't think mangonels. Maybe rams to deal with the castle? Because the ships certainly can't deal with the rams. The rams will deal quite well with the organ guns as well. I think it'll be rams, yeah. We are seeing rams. Surprisingly, Blue actually has not taken advantage of the map control to gain the goal in the middle. The knights. And Blue really loves their towers, or their outposts. The outposts from Blue, like every single game I've seen, Blue always builds these outposts, which is really great for vision on the map and early warning for any raids or castle drops or anything like that coming in. So kudos on that. Defensive castle on the golds and stone. I like that castle, Gray. Very good castle. Protects this gold, this stone, and the wood line. That is an amazing castle. This castle from Blue just only puts pressure on the TC and the farms, but the king is in that TC. Where is the TC garrison point set? If the king ejects, it might go into the castle fire. Nope, okay. King is running. Good. And there's a raid coming in here from Gray with some knights. Blue has noticed it. And the knights are in. Blue did not wall that off properly. Quick walls for blue. There's a hole! There's a hole! There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's always a hole. And the TC is denied. But there's a monastery out there. And the knights are walled in now. So they're not going to escape. Will we see some conversions? Here's the monk. Monk, I need a monk. Here come the rams. One conversion. Monk goes down, but still totally worth it. Those vills are exposed. Gonna get some good vill picks there. But the TC will go up. Garrison. And the Rams are going to town. Yeah. Blue has no answer to the Rams. Blue has no answer to the Rams. Vills may be able to batter down those Rams, though. Alright, Castle will stay up. Vills will batter down the Rams. Castle stays up. Bye-bye, Mangonel. At this point, Gray needs to be thinking, what do we do now? We don't have water control. We've done a little bit of damage, but Blue is going to be up to Imp and has plenty of eco. What do we do now? A tower in the back of the base. Interesting. So the king's going to sit in his little tower there. All nice and comfy. I bet he's got like truffles and wine and the finest venison. These deer right here. The king's venison. King's probably having a vacation out in his little forest tower over there. In the middle of the countryside. Where is Gray's king? Gray's king is in his castle, so no vacation for him. He's got to worry about these organ guns and these gentrification of his neighborhood. Tiger wants to get in on the action. Gray is collecting the relics. We've got one relic already for Gray. And Mangadai! We have Mangadai! Gray, you gotta get the aggression in now. Mangadai and Siege. Put some pressure on. Build some Mangonels forward. Get some forward aggression with those Mangadai and Siege. And you gotta put the pressure on before Blue gets up to Imp. Because at this point, Blue is very near to clicking up to Imp, and once Blue gets up to Imp, your goose is going to be cooked, Gray. You are on a timer right now. You need to get that forward aggression in with those Mangudai. Get some mangonels as well. Get lots of damage in. And the organ guns are coming in here from blue. But gray has the answer, which is mangonels. I think Mangudai, with these numbers of organ guns, would also probably do quite well, I think. Mangudai finds some Vilpix. Good job, gray. Well done. And blue finally has a TC in the middle. Taking advantage of all that juicy, juicy gold. Mangudai aggression on both the woodline and the gold. Forced a lot of villager idle time here. Good job, gray. And putting some pressure on this wall here to get in. I think gray will be in. Why is there a tower going up here? Why? What is this tower for? I want answers. Why are you building a tower in the middle of nowhere? Not denying any resource. What is the purpose, blue? The king has moved to his seaside tower. That's not the king, that's a villager. It's a distraction. Where's the king? Where's the king? Where's the king for blue? Where's the king? Where's blue's king? So much aggression here coming from gray. Taking out those organ guns with lots of mangonels. Good job. And we have Mangudai at the back here. That's not a king. That's a villager. That's a villager. It's a distraction. It's a distraction. Where's the king? That's a villager. Oh, that's next lever. The king, was the king going to that tower? Well, monk gets a conversion. King's going to the middle, though, it looks like. Yep. King's going to the middle. Because blue has water control, so I guess blue figures that the safest part on the map right now is on the water, which is true. So good decision there. But we have a decoy here distracting the Mangudai. And if only we had murder holes, we could have been dealing with those Mangudai. Most important technology in the game, murder holes. And is this another decoy tower? No. No villager garrison. Defensive castle from gray. 2 TCs on that woodline and gold and stone. 1, 2, 3, 4 TCs from gray. Only on 2 TCs from blue. I feel like gray is catching up here. But blue is in Imperial Age. Blue needs an answer to deal with these Mangudai in the back of the base, which are doing a fair good deal of damage. But blue is getting pressured here at the castle. A lot of forward mangonels, which could die to the castle if the castle attacks them. But the ram is soaking up the damage. That's next lever from gray. Blue needs to click the mangonels. Click the mangonels with your castle, blue. But no, the castle is aggroed on the ram. There we go. There we go. Blue has finally clicked the mangonels. Alright. Blue cleans up all the mangonels, repairing the castle, and the trebs are starting to come out. This is the worst for gray. Oh, but gray has a sneak TC out here. That's interesting. Gray absolutely had to pressure blue in the castle age, because now that blue is in imp, Blue can start making Vittorias. Blue can start making their cannon galleons and just absolutely lay into Gray, who doesn't have nearly as much of an advantage in Imperial Age. These Imperial Age Trebs from Blue are doing work on Gray's base, and I think at this point it's too little too late for Gray. Even though we got Mangudai running around in Blue's base, he really needed to get that pressure on earlier in Castle Age, and now that the Portuguese player is in Imperial Age, there's not much you can do once the Vittoria Eco and Cannon Galleons start rolling. But surprisingly, I don't see Cannon Galleons yet. Does Blue have a university? Does Blue have a university anywhere? I don't see a university. Blue, get chemistry. Please, Blue. Please get chemistry. Please get chemistry. Where is the chemistry? I want to see Cannon Galleons. I really want to see Cannon Galleons. You got the water advantage, Blue. Make some Cannon Galleons. Get chemistry. Cannon Galleons. Well, to be fair, Blue is already putting plenty of pressure on with the trebuchets, capitalizing on the Imperial advantage, and Gray is only now up to Imperial Age. So at this point, Gray has one castle left, and Blue already has 2 trebs. So those trebs will be protected by the ships and the castle. Can Gray defend against this? I think the icing on the top of the cake for Blue would be to get some Cannon Galleons out, get some Bombard Cannons out, get Arquebus, and just go to town with the siege. Stonewall's coming up from Blue, but those Mangudai have done a decent amount of damage, gotten a fair few bill picks, but at this point they're not being active enough, and they're just sitting there attacking houses and mining camps. Gray is probably, and fairly folk. Oh, we have treb shots on the Mangudai. This is totally normal game. Trebuchets countering Mangudai. This is totally normal. The Rams going to town on the trebuchets and the fire ships attacking the knights. What a matchup. Totally normal Age of Empire things. Two Mangudai might solo a treb here. They're right out of range of the castle. Yeah, treb's going to go down. The 2 Mangudais are going to kill the treb. And the advantage that Blue had with first Imperial Age and 2 existing trebs might go out the window. That blue castle is going to go down. And it does. Blue was going to send Vils to repair that castle, but no. The castle goes down. And Gray might have a chance. Gray might have a chance. For a brief moment here, Gray is able to have some breathing room here, clear up the castle, and the Mangudai still in the back of Blue's base here are doing work. So, what is the next move? Well, Gray needs to capitalize on the Mangudai, capitalize on the siege, get some Imperial Age upgrades on those Mangudai. You're still only +1 armor, +2 attack. Get elite Mangudai out, get some proper siege out. Maybe start trebbing that castle. Blue definitely needs to start booming up. Get more farms out, more villagers out, expand that eco, and deal with these Mangudai in their base. And also, Blue needs to research chemistry. But wait, what is this? A stable from Portuguese. Why is Portuguese making a stable? And these villagers, they're not building the castle. What is going on here? There we go. So many fire ships, yet where is the cannon galleons? Portuguese, make some cannon galleons. Please, please make some cannon galleons. I want to see cannon galleons. I want to see cannon galleons, Portuguese. Those cannon galleons could easily deal with the trebs. They could deal with the castle. They could clean up all these buildings on the shorelines. Make some cannon galleons, Portuguese. They're your specialty. You get arquebus. Cannon galleons. Cannon galleons. We have Cavalier coming in from the Portuguese, though. Interesting choice. I guess the Cavalier can somewhat deal with the Mangudai. Castle's getting trebbed over here. I think Grey will be able to defend this, though. I think Grey defends this. Grey has 3 trebuchets versus Blue's 1. And home advantage to Grey. Easily cleaning up the Cavalier that Blue is just streaming in haphazardly. Castle goes down though, but Blue will still be able to clean this up. But that was that was Grey's military production. Grey now no longer has any military production for Mangudai. Vittoria! Vittoria! We have a Vittoria! Yes! Finally! 1 Vittoria. Will we see another? 1 Vittoria, 2 Vittoria, 3 Vittoria, 4 Vittoria, 5 Vittoria, 6 Vittoria Moria! Mangudai doing work here. The Mangudai are gonna solo the Trebs. And that's a fairly ballsy castle right there. We got 2 trebuchets. We got Mangudai. Will that castle go up? Will it be a Dow castle? We have his face right on the side there. I think it might be a Dow castle. But the Mangudai are attacking the castle. No! Attack the villagers! Mangudai, attack the villagers! The Trebs are attacking the castle though. Mangudai, attack the villagers. Yes. There we go. Attack the villagers. I think it'll be a Dow castle. The Trebs are attacking the Mangudai though. And this Treb will finish off the castle, I think. A lot of pressure coming in here from Blue. But I'm honestly surprised that Blue has not clicked chemistry yet. That's like your specialty is Portuguese. Everything Portuguese is focused around gunpowder. And the Dow Castle goes down. Grey is just holding on by a thread here. Blue does love their outposts, that's for sure. A few idle villagers back here. Maybe build another Vittoria while you're at it. Get chemistry? I don't know. Chemistry. Chemistry. I want to see some cannon galleons. Just like 3 cannon galleons sprinkled in here with your navy could easily one-shot each of these Trebs. Range them from the shoreline. The cannon galleons would easily deal with the Trebs, would deal with any buildings on the shoreline. 3 cannon galleons added to your military would easily spell GG instantly. 3 cannon galleons. Because you have water control, those cannon galleons could range anything on the shoreline, even like halfway up to the woods here. 3 cannon galleons would be GG. Please, get chemistry. Grey is going to try and convert some of these ships here, though. And the Treb goes down. Yeah, alright. Second Vittoria. 2 Vittorias. So the king is in that tower in the middle for blue. More watchtowers. Blue really loves their watchtowers. And it looks like we might have a little offensive going on here for gray on the left-hand side. Long-distance lumber camps, though. These are some really long-distance lumber camps. Holy shit. Blue's castle went down, though. And maybe fire on the ships with the trebuchets? I don't know. Shoot the ships! Use your trebs, Gray. We got cavalry. Light cav streaming in here. Raiding the villagers. And we have some pikes from Gray coming to defend. I still think blue is heavily favored to win this. Blue just needs to get chemistry. And we have a third exposed Vittoria here. Chemistry. Please, blue, get chemistry. I want to see some cannon galleons. Please, I want to see some cannon galleons. I love cannon galleons. They're my favorite unit in the game. Please make some cannon galleons, blue. How can you pick Portuguese and not go cannon galleons on the water map? Well, the regular galleons are shooting at the trebs. And what a shot! The trebuchet shots connect with the ships. And Gray is killing ships with trebuchets. 3 ships down so far. Can Gray do it? Blue ships are just patrolling right there, unbeknownst. Getting attacked by cannon galleons, or by trebuchets. Cannon galleons would easily deal with these trebuchets, FYI. But no. Blue keeps making regular galleons. Taking more trebuchet shots. Just eating the trebuchet shots. Gray is raiding with some step lancers here. Took out the wood line. Oh man, these trebuchets are doing work. These trebs are doing so much work. The ships are just eating the treb shots. Blue, look at your ships. Okay. Blue noticed. That was a good 5 or 6 ships that just died needlessly to the trebuchets. Light cavalry is coming in here from Gray. Blue, please make some cannon galleons. Get chemistry. But we are pop capped. A lot of idle villagers. 13 idle villagers. 16 idle villagers total. At this point, Gray is actually doing quite a good job of holding. The trebuchets are very valuable there. Move those back. Gray has gotten some raids in, is expanding the eco out on the side here. Light cav for Gray on both sides, looking to raid and push at the same time. While blue has water control in the middle and is taking advantage of that juicy gold. So Gray, you're on a timer right now. Your front gold is exposed to the galleys. You're almost out of gold here. And you've eaten all your stone. Maybe take the relic. At this point, you're probably hurting for gold. Some stone back here. Where's the flare? Ah. Nice little raid here. Can we deny the town center? Blue is expanding their eco. Uh-oh. Da-da. Da-da. And they're in. They are in. The Hussar raids are in. This could be devastating for Blue. Blue has no answer to the Hussar at home, no castles at home. The Hussar are just going to raid freely back here. Thankfully, most of Blue's economy is in Vittoria's, but those Hussar are going to get so many kills. And Blue has put another castle back up here. And Gray's castle is down. What an eventful game. So Gray is doing a lot of damage in Blue's base here with the Hussar. At the same time, though, Blue doesn't really care about that because that's just more pop space for Vittoria's, right? What are those cavalry going to do? And eventually Blue will make some military to deal with the Hussar. But Blue is really hurting Gray's eco here. These villagers on the woodline are going to die to the galleys. The castle has been taken out by trebuchets. Gray's eco is getting hurt and pushed here with light cav. And so even though Gray is doing a lot of damage back here with the light cav, I think it's too little too late because Portuguese are already in imp. And what answer do you really have to the Portuguese Imperial Age as Mongols? Now he did manage to get a Vittoria kill here with the Hussar. So good for him. Blue is definitely feeling the pressure here. 3 TC's garrison, that's definitely a town bell. 4 TC's garrison, that is a town bell moment. Don't lose your ships to the cavalry. Hussar can't swim. Move your ships, Blue. Hussar can't swim. Make some cannon galleons. Please make some cannon galleons. Second Vittoria is going down. Damn. Okay. Blue, we really need an answer to these Hussar. Second Vittoria is going to go down. Gray still has a chance. Gray has a chance. And the Hussar are going to get that treb. Gray has a chance. Second Vittoria is down. What a game. Gray is coming back here in Imperial Age. Third Vittoria could go down here. The TC's not garrisoned. It's going to go down. How the turns have tabled. And I'm surprised. I would not have called Mongol late game. I would not have called that Mongols would come back in late game. Portuguese definitely excel in the late game, but sadly we haven't seen any gunpowder from the Portuguese. We need to see more bombard cannons with arquebus. We need to see more cannon galleons. We need to see more organ guns. Yeah, well, the Cavalier were a good addition, but the Hussar raids wiped out all the Vittorias, got in through the wall. Should have definitely walled that behind, but a lot of things going on, so easy to point fingers. The main criticism I have is you should have gotten chemistry. Definitely should have gotten chemistry. And the Hussar! The Hussar are going to get another Ville pick. That Vittoria could be in danger. Garrison! Not the Vittoria! No! Not the Vittoria! Move your ships! Well, just passing with the Hussar. Just passing. We're going to see another Vittoria go down? Another Vittoria go down. A defensive castle at home might be in order near your Victorias, by the way. Or bombard towers. Hussar raids are doing work, though. We got some idle step lancers and hussars on the left side, though. And what is this castle protecting? Four trebuchets from blue. Blue could easily lose those trebs, though. That's quite a mass of hussar. And step lancers. What a game. Alright, Vittoria stays up. Blue will re-wall. There are 3 hussars still running around and a random step lancer. Just getting lots of kills. And blue garrisons. Gray, you know you got these guys over here still, right? So, at this point, what do we do? What do we do? If I was Gray, I'd be thinking... I don't have any gold. I need to get gold. How do I get gold as Gray? We found the stone here. Maybe he'll mine that and sell it. A good ram from Gray here. Let's push. Finally using those step lancers. I imagine Gray is probably selling wood to get gold. If I was blue, get chemistry, blue. Get chemistry and make cannon galleons. You lost so many trebs. Make cannon galleons. Another Vittoria might be in order as well. Monastery. Interesting. Treb got sniped. So blue definitely has water control still. And all that juicy gold in the center. And a Vittoria in the center. Okay, good. I like it. Ships can easily defend that Vittoria. But where is the chemistry? You got all this gold. Why aren't you using it? Get the relics. Get the relics. Get chemistry. This back and forth push has been really interesting here. One player makes trebs, the other one kills the trebs, kills the castle. I think that castle goes down. Siege ram. I like it. Siege ram with step lancers could be devastating to blue right now. Blue has no military at home, nothing to deal with siege rams. These galleys, they'll just tickle the siege rams. The town centers, they'll just tickle the siege rams. And the Vittorias, they'll just go down so fast to siege rams. Blue has no answer to the siege rams. Blue has no military at home. This ram train is just going to blitz right through blue's base. Good thinking, Gray. Blue, you know what deals with siege ram? You guessed it. Cannon galleons. Castle will go down, though. I'm surprised, though, that Gray is pushing the center position with the siege rams, though. I would totally have thought that this area would be much more vulnerable to the siege rams. The center position is Blue's strongest position right now. But, to be fair, if Gray wins this, it will be a huge smack in the face to Blue's economy. And Gray takes out the castle. Where's the king? 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 Where is Blue's king? Where's the king? Where's the king? Gray is absolutely going ham here on the center position. Good decision from Gray. I will eat my words on that one. Takes out the center position. That means that Gray can get the gold from the middle now, which Gray absolutely so desperately needs. Gray needs the gold. Gray has pushed back the castle on the forward here. I'm surprised. Imperial Age Mongols are doing quite well right now. Although, to be fair, Blue has not taken advantage of the one thing Portuguese are good at in Imperial Age, which is gunpowder. The main reason you go Portuguese is for their gunpowder in Imperial Age. A few cannon galleons sprinkled in here could have completely won the game. I think at this point, Gray, if you keep the pressure on, you can win this. Take that gold in the middle, secure it with a castle, push forward, keep going. You got this game. Blue, where's the chemistry? We need chemistry. Lots of pressure with these step lancers. Right now, Blue has no military. Blue lost all the ships. Oh, demo ship! Demo ship! Demo ship! Oh. 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 Demo ship on the Rams. Not too great. Alright. Here come the Rams. Choo choo. Choo choo. Yep, I think Gray has the game now. What a game. I was not expecting the Mongol player to win this, but between the raids and the Rams and Blue not getting chemistry, Gray wins. Well played. Well played.
Don't expect the Rams.
They don't. I definitely am people in this case.
Well, good game, guys. That was quite the game. So much back and forth there with the castles going up and Trebs killing the castles, and then castles going down again, and you rebuilding the castle.
It definitely was in a bit of a tricky spot there a couple times.
Camillus, you were holding on by a thread. You were holding on by a literal skin of your teeth, and you managed to push back, and that ram train really did it there in the middle at the end.
Yeah, I feel like if there had been a little bit less navy and a little more, maybe like a couple onagers or something would have spelled my doom.
I was really surprised, though, that you were able to take out 3 Vittorias with just Hussar.
I was so surprised too. Oh
Yeah.
my god, I
They,
looked
they,
at
they
these
were
notes,
placed
it's gonna take forever.
decently well, but I think I had pretty good upgrades, and there was at least one side of each of those that wasn't covered by like TCs or anything.
Yeah.
Probably would have been a good idea was you had that forward castle and the castle in the middle. It would have been nice for you, Good Grill, to have a castle in your base. Maybe like in between where their species were.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Just to kind of cut down on raids a bit.
So, question.
Yeah, also getting ballistics would have been nice.
That too. Yeah, that always helps.
As the Portuguese player, why didn't you build a university and research chemistry at any point?
I felt like that after the mangoes were gone, it just felt like, because he kept on swooping in and sniping, and I felt so waterlocked for some reason that I couldn't really extend towards it. So once the mangoes were gone, I didn't really feel like it would have been worth it, but maybe earlier.
So that's.
No, I think I just needed siege on land, and I needed to protect my traps. I threw every single trap
the traps kept
into
dying.
absolutely nirvana, which meant that, like, I knew where your king was the whole time. It was like from castle to TC to TC to TC, and it was super close to my army.
Really hidden away.
Yeah, no. I also researched spies all the time.
You did.
I saw this.
Like,
just dumping it in. I was
spies, you kind of, you got to be careful about that. I feel like it's kind of a trap at some points, because like you said, it's not an insignificant amount of gold. True, you did have the middle and your Victoria, so you probably had plenty of gold. But you know,
did the Vittorias pay for themselves?
Perhaps.
I think the third one that was outside of my base on the east didn't.
Yeah.
But the first two definitely should have.
Okay.
I think so. I mean, the eco was just really not great. It was a lot of gold and a lot of Feitoria, which, you should call that an eco.
I mean, it's a great eco. It's a great Imperial Age eco, because Grey had eaten all his gold here. The only gold left on Camillus' side is the forward gold, which your ships were pressuring.
Yeah.
And so Grey was really starved for gold there. So the fact that you had Victoria eco was just the icing on the top.
So I could pump Hussar all day long, really.
Yeah, I needed to wall my shit off quicker, and I needed to have more patience on my side. Which I had.
So I know I may be a little bit biased here, but I think if you had just 3 cannon galleons, you could have killed all of Grey's trebuchets, which were on the shore, taken out the buildings, and dealt with the ram push.
I thought about that too, and then I was like, I'm already so waterlocked. I shouldn't be investing more, and then I did. But yeah, it felt like a lot of wrong decision making on my part. I feel like I was ahead, and I kind of threw it away, not through the game.
So, Camillus, you were on a timer with the Mongols, and I like how you capitalized on the urgency of the situation there, because once Portuguese get up to Imperial Age, they get the Vittorias, they get the gunpowder, and they can really put the pressure on with the more advanced units in Imperial Age. But I saw in Castle Age there, you made some knights and some Mangudai, and you got some good raids in there with the Mangudai sitting in the back of the base. That tower, though, had a decoy villager in it, which was absolutely hilarious.
I was so happy in the back. It was in there, to be fair.
Initially, it was, yeah. And you had like a few decoy towers around the map too. Like you had one on the right-hand side of the map. I'm like, why are you building a tower in the middle of this empty woodline where there's no resources to deny?
I mean,
but then you put like a decoy villager in it, and then there was a tower in the middle and a tower in the back of your base, and like, I spent a good deal like, where is this king? Just clicking buildings.
So much fun. The thing is, to be fair, I looked at all these tower placements and I was like, yeah, a king would look great in this. And then I just never really put them in, and yeah, I just stuff it. I mean, to be honest, I feel like it would have pissed me off more if I would be more aware of my idle villager button, but since I'm not, it's very comfortable to just leave a guy in there, stranded by himself.
Well, excellent game from both of you. Camillus, you did great defending and holding on.
There's
Your
definitely some tricky spots in there.
Yeah.
You were holding on by a thread, and you did feel a sense of urgency. You put the pressure on there in Castle Age, and were able to pull through.
It was great. I had a lot of fun.
Some great games.
So you guys gonna play the third game?
I unfortunately can't, but
maybe at a later date we can find
Already?
time.
Yes.
It'll be Spanish versus Huns on
Hun.
Fortress.
Fortress, exactly. I put it in chat for an hour chat.
And we'll generally
Any excuse to play
around
again.
this time works well for me.
Perfect.
I work like half the time, so
I mean,
just send me a message whenever, and I'll let you know when I've got time, and we'll do it.
Yeah, no, perfect. I mean, we've got 4 weeks. I'm really
Okay.
stressing this.
I mean, you can also just play for funsies after the
This is what
tournament's
I'm
over
thinking.
if you want.
Any excuse to play more with you, lovely is
Thank you.
Honestly,
Well,
it's this Discord has a very good community. It's been
Indeed.
slightly dead recently, but I feel like the tournaments always kind of revitalize it a bit.
yeah. I mean, it gets people like me in here, and happy for it. Super happy for it.
Myself,
Alright,
Camillus, Punic, Wavy Davy, we're always on
Wavy
Discord.
And sometimes.
Are you
Punic
all
is nothing.
Americans? It seems like because that might be the only like.
Most of us are.
timing.
There is a good number of Europeans, like Australians / New Zealanders in here as well. I feel like
A few random
a good
Germans.
50% are American, and then like the rest are divided between Europe, Asia, South America, Australia, sort of time
You've got
zones. So.
Quite the way around the world.
If
Yeah,
you
no,
go
whenever
to
you see
the roles chat under info, you can sign yourself up for like the looking for game groups or the specific ELO groups, and just whenever you're on, just ping your ELO or team game or whatever, and generally 1 or 2 people will show up.
Wait, LFG stands for looking for game? I thought it stood for let's freaking go.
I mean, it's yes and no.
You're blowing my mind right now. You're blowing my mind right now.
More amusingly, it stands for let's fucking go. Or let's effing go for to be appropriate for Twitch.
You're blowing my mind right now.
Punic, the owner of the channel, does stream on occasion. He's got some good streams. He's a relatively good mid-elo player.
I watched his recap of our
He's
sixth.
got some fun games. What's his name? There's a handful of people in this Discord that stream.
Mike the guy?
Mike the guy streams occasionally.
Does he stream?
I think so. Mo Black streams.
Yeah, since he's the guy.
So
that
Cole
got-
is in here. He's the owner of the
Low Elo Legion.
Yeah.
Discord.
I'm supposed to play against him here soon.
Oh, good luck.
I've actually played against him on the ranked ladder. Like I was looking at my my ranked ladder history matches, and I'm like, wait, that name looks really familiar. And I played against him as Sicilians actually on. I was on a bit of Sicilians kick. I was on a bit of a Sicilians kick. Okay.
I have zero respect for it.
I just love the fact that you can make donjons, and then donjons can make sergeants, and sergeants can make more donjons, and just
yeah. You know what I hate
get the
about
train
it?
rolling.
It's you can make donjons, and then the donjons can make sergeants. And, then sergeants can make donjons. And I absolutely despise it. Because then you have 50 donjons in your face.
Also, like sergeants for a feudal unit are disgusting.
They are the
Castle Age-
they are the
Castle Age
only
are
unique unit you can make in
mediocre.
feudal age.
True.
In feudal age though, they're really not that much
Feudal
better
starts
than a
with
men at
Castle
arms.
They do have more armor.
More armor, but less HP.
Yeah, but they're just
It feels a bit like fighting Romans
yeah.
if they got their armor in,
It's funky.
which is like you look at this and like it's a dude with a sword. Like I'll
You
take that
shouldn't
easily.
be that resistant
And then
to everything I do.
you
Yeah.
sacrifice a whole woodline, and you're like, well, that wasn't worth it.
It's a man with arms.
How dare he have arms?
Have arms. Thanks.
How dare he? Well, guys, I will be heading out. Thank you so much.
Take it easy.
I'll
Great
see you
games.
guys around.
All right,
Thank you.
GG.
A lot of fun.
It was fun casting, and I will post a link to the VOD of the casting recordings here shortly. So
Cool.
Cool.
hear your
I'll have a look.
opinions.
All right. Bye-bye, guys.
GG. Take care.
Oh man, that was stressful.